Alright.
Got this thing.
Alright, ready? 3, 2. Hey, what's up, guys? Triple C here. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Justin.
And this is Triple C. Alright, so this is a long-awaited video. We've been talking about it a lot more. Not recently, but the past month we talked about it. And so we kind of really hunkered down and really made a decision on what was going on with this part of the company. Actually, it really was a part of the company until now. So, Justin, why don't you introduce that topic?
We're going to be talking about Jettison.
Wow, my most hated part of the company. No,
it's AGP. But, so we're going to trace Jettison first. Of course, we like a lot of videos, when you talk about something...
You have to tell the backstory in a sense.
Yes. So, we're going to talk about the history of Jettison quick. Mm-hmm. So, the Jettison brand, I would say, started pretty much with the Jettison Oz.
Yeah.
2019. Yeah, 2019. And kind of went stagnant until we released Mystere, which is, for a while, was the very first and only Triple C Jettison.
Yeah, Jettison Triple C, yeah.
So that was the first time where Jettison was...
made a real big appearance in the company.
Exactly. And that was a big step. Joe, remember?
Mm-hmm.
It was a big thing having this Jettison brand, which was a fairly new brand at the time. Having it...
I'm trying to think of how to... You just continue talking. I was just playing around with it. Just go ahead, keep talking, don't worry.
I got zip ties over there if you want. It's fine.
Yeah, just keep going. It's just going to keep falling, but it's okay. Just keep going.
Alright, but this was a relatively new brand idea, and, I couldn't blame Joe, really, like, looking back, because it's how much faith were we going to put into a Jettison brand when...
Keep talking, don't worry.
If this thing made it big, the Triple C brand would definitely kind of be in the shadow. But we pushed through with it, and...
Go ahead, keep going.
I was going to say take another one. So you just wrap it.
Oh, how are we going to mount it?
Hey, wait, hold on. Pause it.
Yep. Okay.
Alright, so
yeah, we were talking about Jettison, how,
the risk with the...
Yes. I was very, very, very against the Jettison system itself because it was really Justin's projects by himself kind of thing. And when he started putting a lot more focus into it, i.e. the Jettison Oz, and then into the animatronic, I definitely had really not good feelings about it, and I really hated it completely. I hated the fact that it was just there, that it was going to take some time away from the company itself. So me and him definitely had a lot of arguments about the Jettison part of really more of a sense in that piece of time or part of time, his life. It really wasn't part of the company. It was just more of a him thing. So
yep. So we powered through it. We released it, obviously. Then what came after that? Jettison worked on
some of the some systems.
There were some small things. Jettison went kind of. We kind of.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
We kind of calmed down instead of having it where it was. Just like Jettison projects, like making them like a huge deal. Instead, we more have started working because obviously Jettison, Jettison is really the idea was it was just me, and I don't know what the hell it was. I wanted to get more credit for the things I guess I came up with. So that's the whole idea with Jettison. But then I started realizing that I think I overreacted, to be honest. And then Joe came back around. So, because I didn't want to do a Triple C where there was no Joe on top of it.
Yeah, I was having a lot of struggling with school. I still am. That's another video, and I don't even think I really need to care about that so much. But school, you know how it is. Both of us are kind of doing a little bit of back and forth as well. So
you get it.
But yeah, so continue.
But so Joe came back, and Joe, you can see we've been putting out videos left and right here. So the Jettison brand slowly started becoming more coherent with Triple C.
I.e. example, coal dumper is not a Jettison coal dumper. It's a Triple C coal dumper. But to our right, I don't know if you can see it that well, is the auto canner, but it's a Jettison auto canner.
Yeah.
So that's an example. We have Mystere to our left over here, probably to your guys' right. But over here in this general vicinity is Mystere. She is the first. They are the first Jettison Triple C project. So this was the first release of the quote-unquote new age of Jettison and Triple C. So
and then little projects here and there.
Mhm.
We had, I mean, the coal dumper was really,
Triple C, yeah.
yeah, but the auto canner,
Yeah, as we said.
that was, obviously without the coal dumper, there wouldn't be the auto canner.
Yeah.
So, without the coal dumper, really, that wouldn't have, it would have had Jettison kind of in the backgrounds. So this kind of had Jettison come back and say, you know, we're really serious about engineering. We're still a thing.
Mhm.
Then,
Life got in the way.
Yeah.
A real life problem, in a sense. In our sense, the real life problem. Dodge merged with, what was it, Stellantis?
no, they, Peugeot,
Peugeot, yeah.
but they created Stellantis.
Yeah, Stellantis. You're right.
So
go ahead.
they were saying that they were gonna not get rid of, but they were gonna split up the SRT division.
Well, they actually were going to disband it completely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It still exists. They would still make vehicles, but like the team would be disbanded to different,
Still, what was it?
like
What was it called?
Stellantis
Stellantis.
brands.
Yeah.
So me and Joe were talking, and we figured, well, what brands do we have? Really, we only have two, besides Triple C.
Yeah. Mhm.
So we have Jettison and we have Dash Series. Dash Series isn't really. It wouldn't make sense to have. All right, let's have the Dash Series being a performance brand, which it is a performance brand to an extent, but it's really. It's not.
It's not really a brand in a sense. It's just a model lineup. We kind of talked about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the Dash Series is a brand, but it's not its own. It's not a division.
Yeah, that's the
and
better
that
word.
was something that me and Joe were talking about. Is like how we could split up our business. You've heard of Killer Concepts, our second company.
That's an idea. Yeah.
So that's a subsidiary. We learned more about this recently. So the subsidiary would be Killer Concepts. You have Jettison, which is for a while was the engineering division, and that's where we're gonna start broadening it. It's not just the engineering department, but to some extent they would produce things. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what an engineering department does. But they would engineer and produce things. So what have we been working on now? What are some next gen Jettison things? There's a lot of big things.
Jettison, the Oz Turbo.
Well, there's the Oz Turbo, but that's sort of like our
the Libra.
the Libra system.
The Libra system is a Jettison product in a sense.
Yeah.
The Libra itself is a Triple C. So basically, just to kind of bring up some take out some confusion, what we really tied into the whole SRT brand disbanding and going into Stellantis, I kind of realized, well, we have Jettison. It makes kind of faster cars, kind of overproduced, not really overproduced, but one of a kind, special branded performance vehicles, custom stuff. That's where I kind of got the word custom. That's when I said, and I brought the idea to Justin, Jettison's got to be our SRT. So here we are. Jettison is officially our little SRT system. Our performance custom, performance custom, kind of technological engineering department in a sense. Of course, SRT is street racing technology. That kind of coincided with, of course, the whole SRT stuff. But that kind of goes towards our Jettison, the Jettison kind of motto, is engineering, custom stuff like that. So that's when we got the idea to merge Triple C with Jettison and make Jettison our little SRT subdivision.
Even though it was already a division, it was relaunched as to be, rather than kind of the way Jettison was going was pretty much the role that Killer Concepts is taking, is that you could say, hey, I want you to build me this. For a while, we had it where you couldn't really order a Triple C from us. Like, you couldn't say, like, hey, we want a Triple C. It really would have been a Jettison, technically, badged as a Triple C. So Jettison would just do the engineering. But now we've made them, we've combined them. So now you're not going to see any Jettison Triple Cs, really, because technically they're all going to be Jettison Triple Cs. And to vary that distinction of, well, what about Jettison? Jettison's going to kind of be a Justin thing. Well, that's not true. Because Jettison is no longer just a me thing because it's now merged. That's really the end result. That's the reason why we
merged it. So now it's an us thing, and now it's just a subdivision of the main company.
Yes. And so the name Jettison still works because Jettison means to remove, which leads back to the origins of the Jettison name. The Jettison name was actually created to make the drill cart 2. We were going to make a drill cart 2. And Jettison to remove, we were going to remove weight. Jettison's supposed to make things faster. So the name is still there. We're still, of course, we're still doing go-kart racing. We're still racing against our other internal brands, like my cousins and whatever. But that's its own thing. So that's where the Jettison Oz comes into play. So that's Jettison Oz. it's its own thing right now. Has nothing really to do with Triple C except for to claim titles around our go-kart track we have on the premises. So, like I said, what's next? We have the Libra system, of course, by Jettison. Then you have the Comet, which we're actually looking at because it's behind the camera. The 7-cylinder is a 2.8-liter 7-cylinder made out of cardboard, but it's pretty much the specs of a real engine. It's a straight 7, and it's really 2.8 liters. And it's a Jettison. Jettison's made an engine for our
Jettison's engineering.
Yep. So that is actually going to be... Actually, I mean, pretty much, that's also going to be a Jettison, the whole system. The new Comet is pretty much going to be, call it if you want, a Jettison Triple C Comet. It's going to have a drill cart. It's really going to be driven like the drill cart, but it's front-wheel drive for the front part. The engine gets rotated with the drill, and the drill also spins not only the engine, but the tire. So it's like a mix between drill cart, but it's going to produce sounds because the engine pistons are actually moving. So we're hoping it's going to sound like an engine. So you got things like that. Of course, we were talking about what if we sold the Libra in kits? That would be done by Jettison.
The Libra system in kits, yeah.
Yeah, that would still be done by Jettison.
So that's kind of really the basis of the whole video. We kind of really officiated the fact that Jettison is now not only our engineering department, but our custom department. It's going to be our kind of behind the scenes kind of, it's a Triple C. The stuff is made by Triple C, of course, but it is, to give credit where credit is needed, it is the Jettison division. So that's kind of really it. As I said, the Jettison Oz was a Jettison Triple, it was the Jettison Oz. Now, because of the merger with Jettison and Triple C, it is now the Oz Turbo, because of course also Jettison added the turbo to it.
Yeah.
So that's why we call it the Oz Turbo now, and it's not a Jettison anymore,
Per se.
nor is it a Triple C. It is a Oz Turbo, because we kind of, as I said, merged.
It's technically it's a Triple C Jettison Oz. So technically it's a Triple C project now.
Yeah.
That's how come in the list we had before this video, if you guys saw our previous video, that's why we put it on the list, because for a while we couldn't say, well, what is the Jettison Oz? It existed, but...
We couldn't really talk about it much because it really wasn't a part of the company, so...
But now it is, so that's it. I mean, that's our update.
Yeah,
so big things coming our way. Me and Joe were thinking about bringing back Versus.
Definitely, 110%.
It's gonna be pretty fun, honestly. I will say this. I'm trying to get Joe to show off our next concept, although there's really nothing there. Versus is comparing things that shouldn't even be compared, obviously.
Yeah, so it's a comedy, so...
But we want to showcase what we're actually working on next. So...
Yeah. So anyway, listen, thank you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this little update video of the Jettison, SRT brand of Triple C. Anyway, as I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and share this video with all your friends. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, all so on and so forth that you will see at the beginning of this video. So definitely pause and definitely search us up. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm Joseph.
I'm Justin.
And we will Triple see you later. Have a good one, guys.
See ya.